This is a video posted by the reporter Colin Rugg on X. And this is footage from Utah, apparently. And it shows a car getting hit by a train. Nobody's in the car. So, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to show you a video where someone gets hit by a car, but hit by a train. The car gets hit. No one's in the car. The driver bails before the train hits the car. So nobody's hurt. But I want you to see how this transpired. How does a car get hit by a train? And how does the driver have time to bail out of the car, but doesn't have time to move the car off of the tracks? Did the car break down or something? Was it stuck somehow? Well, no. So let's take a look, and I'll narrate this for the benefit of the audio podcast listeners because there's no audio to it. But let's take a look here. Okay, so the train's coming. The arm goes down. Okay, now you got the white SUV on the tracks. The arm is down. Train is coming. Tries to back up. Hits the arm. Okay, what are you going to do now? Well, you could pull forward. Just go forward. Just keep driving. Just drive. You're fine. Or you can even just make a U-turn. You can make a U-turn right here, and you got all this time. Look at this. Train still's not there. All this time. And then this person just hops out of the car, leaves it on the track, and it gets hit by the train. Nobody was hurt. $100,000 of damage, though. And so there you go. Okay, now, so this person totally panicked. This was the most avoidable train collision in history. In the entire history of locomotion, this was the most avoidable accident ever, was this. And here's my point when I look at this. And I'm not just making fun of this guy, or let's be honest, probably not a guy. This has woman written all over it. No offense, ladies, I don't mean, but come on. There's just no way that was a man. I refuse to believe it. And if that was a man, then his man card is permanently revoked. Lifetime suspension. You are in this life and the next. You're never getting it back if that was a man. But whatever the sex of the driver, here's the point. When I'm out on the roads, I see this level of bad driving every day. Like every day. Now, I've never seen this exact thing happen. I've never seen a car get hit by a train. But this level of stupidity, this quality of driving, I see every day, all over the place. We all do. Bad driving is an epidemic. Like and there's been studies done on this, and I don't know how much you can trust the studies or how exactly you measure that. Well, there are things you can measure, the number of accidents, moving violations, and that sort of thing. But most of the studies and surveys that have been done have showed this as well, that driving, the quality of driving in this country is getting worse. It's not just your imagination. And I think we have reached crisis levels of bad driving. We really have. The fact that this person in the video is allowed to have a license and will keep their license even after this incident tells you that we have a true systemic problem here. And it is widespread. I mean, it's very widespread. Just the other day, I had to swerve around someone on the highway because they slammed on their brakes so that they could change lanes. Okay, and I had a safe distance. I wasn't riding their bumper, but it's the highway. We're going 70 miles an hour, right? Keeping up with the speed of traffic. And they slam on their brakes in order to change lanes. You should never be slamming your brakes on the highway at all, unless you have to, because there's someone slamming their brakes in front of you. But slamming your brakes to change lanes should just never happen. And this kind of thing happens all the time. I mean, I had someone brake suddenly on the highway a few days before that because they were about to miss their exit. Like I said, this kind of thing, every day I feel like I see this. Someone's about to miss their exit, and they panic, and so they just slam on their brakes, dead stop on the highway in order to hit the exit. Well, here's a news flash, everybody. If you're about to miss your exit and the only way to make it is to slam on your brakes or swerve across 3 lanes of traffic, just miss your exit. It's okay. You'll be fine. Just miss the exit. You missed it. It's okay. Take the next exit. And all the roads are connected. The highway is There's another lane going that way. Did you not just take the next exit and turn around and you'll be fine? You've maybe added 5 minutes onto your drive time. Maybe. In exchange, you won't kill yourself and 10 other people. That's a pretty good trade-off. Here's a similar note, because this is another thing. This feels like an everyday occurrence. If you're trying to make a left turn onto a busy road during rush hour, and you want to make the left turn across 2 or 3 lanes of busy traffic, and you're having trouble finding a safe opening, right? And you have a line of cars piling up behind you. Many of those cars want to turn right. They could easily turn right, but they got to wait for you because you want to make the left turn across all that traffic. And you're sitting there for 15 damn minutes, and there's no spacing that you feel comfortable. Just take a right turn. Just turn right and go down the road a bit and make a safe U-turn at the next stoplight. Okay? Just do that. Again, you add 5 minutes maybe. Actually, you end up saving time because you're not waiting so long to find an opening that you're comfortable with. Okay? And this is the kind of just like panicked, unsure, lacking confidence, irrational decision-making that I see people demonstrating on the roads every single day. Everyone is either driving way too scared and overcautious, or they're reckless to the point of suicidal. Those are the 2 extremes that I see from drivers every day. Except me. There's 10 or 11 good drivers left on the road. I'm one of them. And if you're listening to this, you might think that you're one. Maybe you are. But then that leaves like 9 more. And that's it. We're the only ones. It's miraculous that we're not all dead. I don't know how that's possible. There needs to be, we need to get serious about this. We need to ramp up the driver's tests. You need to have to take the driver. I know before I said, well, once you're elderly, once you get to 65 or 70, you should have to retake the driver's test. You probably should have to retake it. There probably needs to be a system where you retake it every 5 years, unless you earn. So for me, I have not been in an accident or had any kind of moving violation for 15 years. Okay, and I think once you get into the decade plus club, we'll call it the decade plus, it's the decade club. When you make it into the decade club, you have not had any incidents of any kind in 10 plus years, then you've earned the right. You don't have to take the test anymore. There should be a separate lane on the highway just for you, for the decade club. These are the drivers who actually know how to drive. You get to go on that lane. And everybody else, the people that get in accidents every 2 weeks, they can have this lane over here. Build a wall, okay? Build a wall between. I don't want those people I don't want them to have access to my lane at all. And everybody else, until you get into the decade plus club, until you can go 10 years without an accident or a moving violation, you have to take the driver's test at least every 5 years, probably every 2 years. Maybe every year is what we should do. And then just start taking driver's license away. Probably, without exaggerating, I would say probably at least 40% of the people on the road shouldn't be on it and should just have their driver's license revoked. It is just crazy. It's crazy that we let this. It's insane that we let people who clearly have no clue what they're doing. We let them navigate these giant hunks of metal down the highway at fatal speeds without having any idea what they're doing. It's nuts. It is crazy. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.